Today we're going to cover chapter 6 in the middle section of my book, and it's a really important one because so many people assume that you can't go into an auction with any conditions, particularly with finance clauses, and in most cases you can't. The agent and the vendor would usually dismiss that. But when you've got a situation where there's very limited buyer interest, or if you're having a particularly tough economic period that you're navigating through, sometimes the vendor and the agent will say yes to a condition such as a finance clause. And this particular chapter is called Buying Under Auction Conditions with Subject Tos. And I had someone who was anxiously awaiting his pre-approval and it didn't come through in time. And I called the agent and just said, look, I can bid there tomorrow, but it would need to be with a finance clause, a short range finance clause. We need another 7 days though. And she said, no, we're not interested in that. I said, that's okay. I'll be in the crowd. If it passes in, I'll step forward. Obviously, as things got closer to auction bell time, she came over and said, look, the vendors had a careful think about this. They'll let you bid and have your 7-day finance clause, but that's it. It was great. We were able to bid. I was bidding against someone else that also had a similar situation. So bidding under the same conditions, and we did secure the property. We had an under contract sticker go across the auction board, which was quite unusual. And 7 days later, he had his keys. That's not the first time it's happened, and again, it won't be the last, because these situations can come along, and sometimes a property is so quirky that ideally it needs to allow buyers to have conditions such as finance. And for properties like that, agents will often just have a private sale campaign where offers can have subject tos. But it's always worth exploring. If you're out of options and you really love the property, don't assume that you can't bid. Always ask.